Welcome everyone to tonight's council action. Good evening, my name is Jeff Caputa, Councilman for Ward 4, and tonight we will be going through the agenda of what happened at the council meeting for Monday, May 11th. We had a pretty good meeting tonight. We had one of the public hearings went low. They had a lot of questions on a few issues, but the first thing on the agenda was our Pledge of Allegiance. Second was roll call of officer. Everybody was present, and we had a quorum. The third thing was approval of minutes. There was no corrections on the minutes, so the minutes were approved for the city council meeting from 4/28/26. Next thing on the agenda was the presentations. Proclamation. We had a proclamation for the Police Week, National Police Week, and our police force is one of the best around, and it's nice for them to be recognized for a full week. So Florissant has done the week of this week is Police Week, so if you see one of the Florissant police out there or any police, give them a heads up and tell them thank you for what they do for the citizens of this city. Also on the agenda with the presentations was the oath of office from newly elected council people from Councilman Paul Manganelli from Ward 2 and Councilwoman Tanya Parsons from Ward 8. They were sworn in tonight for being elected. So all the even numbers are all sworn in from the April elections. And also we had elections of the city council officers. For president, council president was Councilman Harris from Ward 1, and vice president was Councilman Paul Manganelli from Ward 2. So they'll be the president and the vice president for one more year. And we'll vote next year, we'll vote on the president and vice president again. The next were communications and hearing from citizens. There were no communications and no hearings from the citizens of the city. So the next thing was public hearings. Our first public hearing was 2605020, and that was for the community block grant program. This is a yearly thing that we do, and we have the public hearing. So there's a 30-day comment from the citizens. You can call them or go to the website, and there's a 30-day comment. It goes from May 12th through June the 11th to 5 p.m. So give them a call and explain to it, and then and if you have any questions, call City Hall and go to and ask for the Community Development Grant office, and they will give you any kind of information you need on this program. The next one was public hearing 2605021. The petitioner was not present at this time, so we postponed that public hearing to the May 26th meeting. And the next one was public hearing 2605022. That was a request from Brian Ivy at Idea Architects LLC for a special use to operate a sign manufacturing shop in a B3 extensive business district at 470 Hotter Shell Road. There was a few questions on that sign thing from a couple of the council people. Mostly it was on safety issues like a fire hazard or any kind of toxic fumes, which the petitioner said there will not be any kind of fire hazard plus or toxic fume, which is good to know because when they make signs of some of the chemicals they use for these signs could be very toxic, and he assured us that there will be no toxic fumes or kind of fire hazards. Next item was another public hearing. That was public hearing 2605023. That was a request from John Bonds, Happy Cup LLC for a special use permit for a quick service restaurant located at 8 Patterson Plaza and number 22 Patterson Plaza. There was a lot of questions on this proposal. There's a lot of safety issues that were asked, and some of the questions that were asked on the cleanliness and sanitation of the building, because the number 22 Patterson Plaza is a standalone building that has no kind of plumbing. The only utility they have in that building is electric, so that was some of the questions were the sanitation. And Mr. Bond proposed that he was going to have a cleaning station in there that's a portable cleaning station that you can wash your hands and some of your utensils with, that what he's going to have here. But now that was not in the original plans from P&Z. So what we did, we postponed this bill for a first reading. We had it up for a first reading night. We postponed it because now he has to go back to the Plan Commission and he's going to talk to that, and so they can get that worked out on the temporary cleaning facility. So we will have some more information on that on our next meeting, which would be May 26th. So that was it for the public hearing. Now the next thing on the business is old business, which is bills for a second reading. Substitute Bill 10207, it passed and became Ordinance 9200. That bill is required to, for the regulations for donation boxes, as you see in certain parking lots and certain businesses, we have these donation boxes. Originally, we had the bill for a permit fee for $50. We amended that bill and we raised that to $100 so they can, for the cost of the administration, cost of that permit. It was voted on unanimously, and so the raise of the fee now will be $100. Okay, the next 3 second readings, bill number 10208, 10209, 10210 was all what we voted on in April. So the 08 bill passed and became Ordinance 9201, where we amended the charter, and there will no longer be a purchasing officer for the city of Florissant. Bill number 1029 passed and became Ordinance 9202. That was on the entitled the park protection. So we will not, if any time we use that, that has to be voted upon the people. So that was passed, and now that's an ordinance in our charter. Also 10210 passed and became Ordinance 9203. And that was also with the land accusation, and so in the charter it would be the people of the city would have to approve that on that charter. So that was it for bills for a second reading. Next was request. We have an animal permit, which is a request from Ward 1, or actually it was Ward 2. It was corrected in Ward 2. On 940 Loveland to keep four chickens. That was granted, so now that resident can have his chickens. Okay, the next item were bills for a first reading. First bill was for the first reading was 10212, an ordinance authorized special use permit to Mo Mango doing business as the 76 Sign Company, an operation for a sign manufacturer at 470 Hottershell. Another bill, Bill 10213, that bill was postponed for the first reading because that has to do with the Patterson Plaza and some of the other stuff that they want to put in there, especially the temporary cleaning facility. Okay, next bill was bill number 10214. That was a community block grant program. That was up for first reading. Also, bill number 10215. Ordinance amending Title III, the city scheduled for no left turn on certain streets would be Shackelford onto Jenke from Molarine and during hours of 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Bill number 10216, we did that in 3 readings. That was an ordinance authorizing a contract with Messenger Print Group, LLC, for the Florissant Spotlight quarterly publication. We did that in 3 readings, and that passed and became ordinance number 9204. Last item for bills for first reading was bill number 10217. That was also postponed to the May 26th meeting because that had to do with the public hearing that the petitioner didn't show up, that wasn't present. So we postponed that to the May 26th meeting. I have one announcement. May 21st, the St. Louis FUSRAP meeting is a public meeting. It's an open house meeting. It will be held Thursday, May 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. and it will be at the Florissant Municipal Court. Come out there. If you haven't been to any of these kind of FUSRAP meetings, come out and then you will get the information from the Corps of Engineers and other sources. It's a very good meeting. And they will answer any kind of questions you have also on Coldwater Creek or any other kind of contamination that the Corps of Engineers is taking care of around the North St. Louis or North County area. So that concludes the meeting tonight, and our next meeting of the Florissant City Council will be Tuesday, May 26th. We postponed that from Monday until the next day because Monday the 25th would be the regular 4th Monday of the month, but that would be Memorial Day. So we postponed that meeting and doing it the next day, which would be Tuesday, May 26th. That's it for the council action tonight. So I hope everybody enjoys their evening and everybody have a good week and may God bless. Thank you.